Welcome to Next to Madison, a podcast to help you live your best life.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Next to Madison. This episode's going to be a little bit different. We actually don't have anyone next to me for the first time, believe it or not. I wanted to come on, do this quick episode just to thank you all for being loyal listeners, for tuning in, and I definitely want to hear your feedback on some of your favorite episodes and what you would like to see in the new year. I know we're approaching the new year, and obviously we've got some more episodes coming out before then, exciting stuff coming up. But yeah, I would say this year's been really good. We've had some amazing guests. We had Dominic Frisby coming on and talk about Bitcoin. He was one of the first authors to write about this cryptocurrency before it really kind of went mainstream. We had Anthony Scaramucci who came on and talked about filing for his ETF fund, which has now happened with Bitcoin. He is also now into a crypto called Algorand, which I just invested in. So check that out as well. There's just been a lot of great stuff. But as we approach the new year, it's important that we have our resolutions and what they are and keeping those resolutions. And some of us will have the basic resolutions of work out more, lose weight, eat healthy, do certain things. But by the end of the month, a lot of people kind of fall off that bandwagon. So what I'm going to do a little bit differently this year is I'm actually going to build a brand new vision board. And I know people hear about these vision boards. Some of you may do them, but they are very important. So I'm going to encourage all of you to go and get like a blank poster board. If you're listening to this and you drive past a craft store or a Staples or Office Depot, go and get one. And then really start finding pictures either on the internet or in magazines of things that you want to manifest in the new year. Seeing them visually can really kind of help you grasp it. I was never a big vision board person. I never really did it. My brother and his wife had a vision board. They had the babies they wanted, the house they wanted, the cars they wanted, and they did this before they got married. And almost all of that has happened for them. And so they're such a big believer in those. So I started to do little ones and it was starting to work. 2021 was an amazing year for me, career-wise and financially. And I kind of finally started to figure out how to get out of my own way. So with my vision board, it's going to be the house that I want and kind of the next big things that are happening. So not only write down your resolutions and your goals, but really visualize where you see yourself. If you're buying a new home, if you want to meet that right person, if you want to change jobs, like picture what that looks like and try to find a picture and put that on the board. So not only are you writing down your goals, but you're visualizing your goals. So many people will write them down, shove them in a drawer, and they forget about it. But if you're waking up and seeing these every day, it could mean all the difference in the world. So I encourage you all to do that. Even if you have a new vision board, go out and do a new one just for 2022. I cannot believe we're in 2022. I feel like the pandemic's over, but then some channels I turn on, they're like, yeah, it's pandemic, it's a variant, blah, 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 blah. So again, I want to encourage all of you to take your zinc, take your vitamin C, take your vitamin D as well, and always live in faith, not fear. Obviously, you need to be safe, respect those around you, be kind to those around you, but let's really try not to let the media get us to live in fear, and really let's make a goal to live in faith and make a difference in this world. And I also want to, you guys don't hear about these people because they're behind the scenes, but they're a huge part of the Next to Madison team. So I want to give a shout out to them. I want to give a shout out to my podcast producer, Lynette Dallas. Lynette Dallas had some amazing things happen for her this year. She was selected as small business, top 100 small business for this podcast, which was an amazing group called I Love New York. It was started by Carissa Reiniger, who has been on this podcast. Her podcast aired in September. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it. Lynette's been an amazing part of this team. She is constantly out there marketing for us. She is booking amazing guests that have really just brought so many interesting stories. And I can't thank her enough. And so if you're listening to this, Lynette, love you. You're amazing. And also our editor, Brent Katz. He is the one that, although we try to not edit anything and kind of make it organic and natural, there are some moments that you have to pull out, like a cough or a phone ringing or the Zoom going off. So he's been amazing with that. He also incorporates our music into it, which might change in the new year, I'm not sure. So definitely a shout out to those people. Again, in the new year, I'm going to be obviously talking to more crypto people about that. What I really want to do through this podcast is not only have it like a platform where you guys can enjoy and kind of step away from your day, but also how you can improve your life, whether it's through mental health, whether it's through manifestation and money. And there's an old saying where people are saying, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. That's correct. But what money does buy is money that buys freedom. So always be out there looking for opportunities. And that's why I bring these financial people on, so you can kind of learn for yourself to see where you can create that freedom, because what freedom creates is happiness. So always go for your goals, do whatever you got to do. And you guys, please leave us more reviews on the podcast. It would help us out greatly. It would give us more of a direction of where you would like us to go in the new year. I can't believe this is episode 135. We started this podcast in June. I think it was June 6, 2019. And my first guest was actually the guy who ran ashleymadison.com. And I was fascinated by this because I was like, I cannot believe there's a website for people to cheat. And I don't agree with that lifestyle, but at the same time, I think it's important for us not to judge people, but to listen to people's stories and understand maybe where they're coming from. So I look back and all these amazing self-help people and financial people, and I think, oh my gosh, the first episode we had was Ashley Madison. So if you haven't listened to that, check it out. Our second episode, we had Ronnie Chang, whose career is absolutely taken off. He's been in the Marvel movies. He's known from The Daily Show. Crazy Rich Asians was kind of his first big Hollywood movie break, and he is just living the life. He is playing theaters everywhere. I'm sure you guys all know who Ronnie Chang is. And then we had the social influencer Justin Ross Lee come on. We've had, obviously I mentioned Anthony Scaramucci come on. We had Alan Houston come on. We've had so many amazing people, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds, and also to let you guys know more about like what's been kind of going on with me and the other projects. I'm actually going to be starting a business type seminar of how to get out of your own way, create other streams of income. I've partnered up with marketing guru Greg Wells. He is a guest speaker for Tony Robbins. He has co-written a book with Wayne Dyer from The Secret. So super excited about that. I will let you guys know more details when that is available. I think we're going to be doing our first event in Palm Beach, which everyone wants to go to because it's warm. Yeah, and I guess no restrictions. So you don't have to worry about any shutdowns. I know some of that's kind of looming. The market's been a little crazy. So again, live in faith, not fear. I love all of you, and I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedules to tune into my podcast. I can't tell you how much it means. And again, thank you to my editor and my podcast producer. And yeah, so we are going to be back next week with a guest. I'm not going to say who it is quite yet. But yeah, tune in. And again, if you have any suggestions of somebody that you would like to be on the podcast, who is somebody that has a message and a story that would be good, please feel free to email us at contact@nexttomadison.com. And I thank you all again. And thanks for listening to this very different short episode of Next to Madison podcast. So see you later. Bye.
Hey, your host here, Madison Malloy. Please make sure to subscribe to the show on all podcast platforms, and please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. Also, if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at contact@nexttomadison.com. I thank you again for listening. Bye.